It's something that this Ramagem case taught us. Especially these wicked people. Whoever laughs last, laughs best. Joice Hasselman, poor thing, only shows up at times like this, right? She was jumping this high out of nervousness. Natuzaneri had laughed sarcastically. Cutie. He was there mocking Eduardo Bolsonaro. All right then. How life turns around, right? Look at that satisfied face. Look at that satisfied face. Laughing, mocking, now it's over. But he who laughs last, laughs best. It's always been that way.
According to Metropolis information from columnist Igor Gadelha, he was removed from opposition WhatsApp groups in Congress and from the PL's WhatsApp groups, which is his party, Bolsonaro's party. Because now everyone is afraid to talk to Ramagem and to be wiretapped to Otavio. So I think he's not even getting a hello or a good night, not even from his family.
That happens when someone's phone is seized, guys.
Look, there are no people more perverse.
Mais perverse.
Are they laughing now? Are they giggling like that now? That the people from PL don't want to talk to him, they exclude him from the groups. That's a lie, that's a lie. A blatant lie, you know. Socinis was talking to him, several senators were talking to him, congratulating him. But that's just how they are, right? Lindenberg and Farias too, right? Isn't it funny that none of them recorded a video of themselves laughing now, right? No one laughed.
Hey guys, Alexandre Ramagem, arrested by American police. Look, he had been convicted here, along with Jair Bolsonaro, for attempted coup, and he was a fugitive. In November, I requested he be added to the Interpol list, requesting his extradition. Now look at the irony. They, who defend Trump so much, were arrested by ICE, which is the agency that handles immigration and customs, that extremely violent police force. Our next hope is for him to be deported to serve his sentence in Brazil.
He won't. He really won't. I want to see Lindinho go to the United States, okay? I want to see it. But one of the people who got really upset too was this young lady here. Our dear councilman posted it here on his pages. Was Jorge not holding back?
Guys, today the biggest buzz in the press is about whether the White House will step in positively so that Alexander Ramagem can stay in the United States. I can't believe this, seriously, guys. The White House intervening on Ramagem's behalf? Who is Ramagem on today's agenda? I'll tell you who Ramagem is on today's agenda. Ramagem is an illegal immigrant in the United States who doesn't have a visa or a passport. The tourist visa expired a long time ago. Like I told you, only Bolsonaro supporters, those love-struck brides waiting for their beloved groom like Paulo Figueiredo, the blogger Paulo Figueiredo, whom I consider a complete idiot. Only people like him.
Look at what she says here.
Can you imagine Trump showing any interest, even the slightest, in this kind of subject?
Thanks, Councilman. Great Councilman from Vitoria. But that's what happens, right? Did they mock as much as they wanted? Did they laugh a lot? Now, Eric Sauser was posting on the internet. Honest question. Using an official government channel to spread lies, or at the very least, misinformation, can't that be considered a criminal act? Could any member of parliament use their office to get the relevant authorities involved over this post? There are plenty of crimes. Look, this disastrous government's channel posted, "The International Partnership Against Organized Crime," as if Ramagem were part of that. The federal police, they destroyed it. They are destroying what little good image that the federal police has in the minds of Brazilians. That's a fact. Honest police officers within the force know that. Imagine that police officer who wakes up in the morning to do his job, works hard, with love, with care, with respect, with dignity, and then sees nonsense like this. Just imagine. It's sad. It's sad. Look at that. It was stated in a note that the arrest of Ramagem by the United States Immigration Service, IC, was the result of international police cooperation with the federal police. I want to see it now. It's just that the fact is, let me explain it to you here. Those police officers who were in the United States, they must be at the Brazilian embassy. Because at the embassy, for example, U.S. authorities can't enter the embassy. Because I don't think they're in regular residences, no. Even while investigating Ramagem, doing all that nonsense. They're not. Because if they are, they're at risk. Because now Trump is going to want, this was an attack on sovereignty. It was. They carried out an operation on American soil. If they're not at the embassy, they're going to have a problem, right? They're going to have a problem. And there's another factor here that we consider. Ramagem, from what we've seen, the hurry they were in, they were going to send him immediately to the embassy so there wouldn't be a way to get a response. They knew that everything they did with Ramagem had to be done in a rush, quickly, without delay. There. Immediately after being arrested, there should already have been talks right away to put him on a plane, release him quickly, and soon he would already be in the airspace, coming to Brazil. If it's not Paulo, it's Duardinho. Alan, over there in the United States, and the pressure from the lawmakers here. Ramagem would have come here to Brazil. They would have sped all this up. Ramagem would already be here in Brazil. It would cause a bigger international crisis. Because imagine, Trump was dealing with the Pope issue, that controversy he had with the Pope. Trump is dealing with the Iran issue. He's handling the United States issues, like their government and related matters. Many times they don't have time to notice these smaller things. For them, right? For them. But for us, it carries enormous weight. Because with that move, Ignacio, the federal police, Jandon, they were totally discredited. Because if the plan had worked, they would be bragging. See? Because the Brazil's federal police has a lot of credibility over there in the United States, Trump doesn't even want to hear about these Bolsonaro supporters. It would have fueled a false narrative that would have caused a lot of harm. You have no idea how much the right would be harmed by this. Because they would have that narrative. They would have that narrative. But thanks to the work of these heroes, often anonymous because Paulo was never a politician, Alan dos Santos was never a politician, and the credibility of Eduardo Bolsonaro on American soil is what made this happen quickly. And just yesterday, Ramagem was already at home with his family. All of these people here, they must be shaking like crazy. People are talking about it. But wasn't it international cooperation? Gloves posted it here. Look what Colonel Gerson says. By lying about the circumstances of Ramagem's detention, Lula and Andre gave a big gift to Brazilians with pending asylum requests. The political persecution was fully proven and aggravated by the illegal actions of the Brazilian Stasi in the United States. Now, the people who are seeking asylum in the United States, the Brazilians, will have much more peace of mind and confidence in the process because they saw what they are capable of doing. And now it will be an even faster process for Brazilians. Ramagem will be here briefly, God willing. Flavio will win, this nonsense will end. Things will end and change, and we always say everything must be done at the start of the administration. At the beginning of the administration. Just like Milley did, just like Trump did. What we noticed is that at the beginning, popularity is way up there. These things must be done from the start. But thank God, Colonel Gerson, who lives there in the United States, also did a great job. He managed to find out that the agents who were there entered saying they were going to Disney, but it was actually to carry out an operation on American soil. Because now things are going to get so intense that nobody has any idea. Look here, the name has already been removed. I even showed it yesterday. No one knows how things will start heating up for them now. Because the United States is an extremely combative country when it comes to this kind of operation on American soil. I forgot to mention her too. Our dear judge. Oh my, it would be wonderful to see Ludmila as a Supreme Court justice. What do you think, my friends? It would be wonderful to see this great Brazilian judge who... They retired her without any crime at all. An extremely honest, ethical, and upright person. It would be really cool to see her on the Supreme Court, huh? That's a hint for Flavio, okay? That's a hint for Flavio. I think she really deserves it. And, by the way, besides deserving it, Brazil would gain a lot by having a... She's a judge. She's a judge. Zando and his group were the ones who ended up removing her from her job, right? From her position. She's a judge who passed the civil service exam, not appointed. She has legal knowledge. She knows what she's talking about. She has deep legal knowledge. She's not like Toffoli, who never passed the exam. She's badass. Very competent at what she does. I would like to see Ludmila Lins Grillo as a Supreme Court justice. That would be quite an addition, huh? A lot of things are going to change. Didel will be impeached. Let's do our part here. Let's elect the senators. Everything is going to happen. Especially now, after all this persecution. These people here who laughed. This one here, look. This one here. Joice. That one over there doesn't even say anything. Poor thing. She's pathetic, right? She's trying to ride the wave. Again. He who laughs last, laughs best. It's hard to endure. But it's just a little bit longer. If we do it right, Flavio will win. Flavio will win. Many things will change. You can be sure. I ask you to share this video on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Facebook. Hit the like button. Come be part of our family by subscribing to the channel, okay? I'll be back soon with more news and information here on the Pais e Filhos Fabiano Guigué channel.